Yeah?
Yeah. On to my number 2 then, a game that's been talked about a lot this week. It is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I believe that's his exact name. I think people know what this is. This is the prequel. It's kind of difficult to describe. It's the prequel standalone game to the proper Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which is due out in 2015. It is a short single mission campaign where you play as Snake, and he basically has to infiltrate the equivalent of Guantanamo Bay and rescue 2 prisoners, Paz and Chico, and then extract them by helicopter. And that's it. Quite frankly, that is it. It's been widely reported that the game can be finished in anywhere from 2 hours down to 10 minutes. I myself finished this mission, the Ground Zeroes mission, in I believe it was 98 minutes was my clock, and that included me fucking up massively at one point. It would have been probably 15 to 20 minutes less had I not fucked up so much. So yeah, I mean, that is obviously quite short, and much has been said about that, and we'll go on about that in a minute. But to talk about the game itself, played it on Xbox One. I thought it looked gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous looking game. Apparently it's running in 720p compared to the PS4's 1080p. This isn't a time, I haven't seen the PS4 version, but this isn't a time where 720p looks last gen to me. It looked every bit an next gen game. The lighting, the physics on like the cloth in the game and things like that. Just a very, very good looking game, and it's super smooth as well. Really, the frame rate, just everything felt super responsive, super smooth. Really nice game. It was just a very nice thing. You feel like you're playing something lavish and well made and expensive, and that's very cool. That's kind of something Metal Gear's always done very well, to be honest, and it definitely has that there. And I can't really fault what is given to you. It's extremely well made, as I said. There are so many different ways of carrying out your task in classic Metal Gear style, but probably even more so because now it includes the option to be able to drive vehicles, and there are ways that you can get to the prisoners with the vehicles. There are ways to extract the prisoners with vehicles. There are ways to use the vehicles as distractions. There are multiple routes through the camp. It is essentially a small open world, but even within that it's designed so there's so many different ways of doing it. And all that stuff's cool. It's also been modernised to the point where it actually feels like a modern game. It controls like a game that you'd expect if you go back and play. Certainly Metal Gear 2 now, it controls like a fucking nightmare. So this just controls like a game. Yeah, it's very nice. Some really cool stuff that they put in this time. One, if you get spotted, you're given a slow motion split second to do something about it. So the camera will quickly pan to who spotted you, and you can basically shoot them, or if you're close, grab them, or do whatever you choose to do in that situation. But it's normally shoot them, and it slows it down in kind of proper bullet time where you can see the bullets. It's a nice, as someone who quite often gets spotted and gets frustrated in stealth games, that's a nice. It's a nice little touch, and it kind of makes the whole thing more cinematic than it used to be. And yeah, it's just a really nice system. The other cool system now is the close quarters combat, where you can grab a guy, drag him to where you want to in an easy way. It's not hard to do this. You just hold the right trigger. From there, you can interrogate him. That's easy too. Just choose an option. When you interrogate them, they might tell you the whereabouts on the map of like an armory, or where you need to go, or whatnot. That's really cool. You can choke them out. You can kill them. Everything about it is very slick. But I finished the campaign. You get a really quite excellent cutscene at the end of it, and then it said, okay, you've done 9%, and it unlocked a bunch of other missions, but it's all within the same space. And I started the next one, which is set in the day. The main one's set at night in the rain. And I started playing it, and I was like, yeah, this is good. And I was like, am I really going to do this? Am I going to do 6 missions in this level, just sneaking about? I don't know if I am. And it kind of pissed me off, because I get the point. I put out a tweet this week, and it said, it was probably a bit of a dickish tweet, but it was something like, relentless cognitive dissonance is the curse of the level-headed. And what I meant by that, I was actually a reference to this game. But I don't know why I said it like that. I was just being a dick. Anyway, what I meant is I can see, often in my life, I see both points of view. Here, I think this is a glorified demo, and I don't think it should be charged, it should cost £30. But at the same time, I can understand that you're paying for class, and some people will get way more hours out of it than me. I can see both points of view at the same time, so I just end up fucking stressing myself out for no reason. So I definitely feel like that with this, and I haven't really landed on an opinion either way, but ultimately the only thing that I know annoys me is if you look at the box cover. Metal Gear Solid is a very popular game, popular franchise, and it has been around for a long time, and a lot of people who don't necessarily play a lot of games, and I'm talking from personal experience here, there's guys that I know like this, they love Metal Gear, and they will see this box, and they're not people who are following the Games Press, they're not listening to podcasts, they're not watching YouTube, they just will see a box in a shop and it just says Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. It looks like, here you go, here's the next Metal Gear Solid game, 30 quid. And I know for a fact that some people are going to pick it up and without having done the research behind it, and they're going to be pissed off, and I just think it's a little bit. That's the only thing that winds me up. I think I'm not in the position to judge people's financial situation. You might be a footballer, you might be a pauper. I don't know what £30 means to you, or £20 if you're paying for the previous gen version. So I'm not in a position to judge that. But I do think it's out of order that they kind of are putting it across like it is a full game on the box itself. So yeah, that's a bit out of order, and I don't know. It's, to me, what annoys me the most is I would happily pay even a premium price for the full Metal Gear Solid 5, say it costs 60 quid or whatever, with this in it, and I think this would go down as one of the greatest missions in any game ever, just because it's the breadth of scope of all the different ways you can do it. But on its own, you're just like, okay, this is really well made, but really? I don't know. I was like, you want me to play it again? And I know people are excited that there's the different missions and all the different ways to play it, but I'm pretty sure you could do that in all the other games that cost around 30 quid and were 10, 12, 14 hours long. You could play them in all sorts of different ways and get rewarded for doing so. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm certainly not as positive as some people about it, as well made and fun as it is.
Yeah, I finished it earlier today, and I played a couple of the side missions, the extra missions I've said. I mean, I feel exactly the same way. A lot of people have got kind of combative and said that, they've got quite angry about the fact that people are calling it a demo. It is a demo. I don't know what the history of it is. I don't know whether it was originally going to be free or what, but it is very peculiar that they've put it out the way they have. It's an incredibly simple rescue mission. I did it 3 times. It's challenging however you do it, and it is incredible. Look, I mean, it feels like you're getting a taste of something that's still in the future, and it just, you can't put a price on that. For some people, this will be worth every penny. I said to a friend earlier today, I played the Titanfall beta for 20 plus hours. I'm sure most people didn't play it for anywhere near that. The difference is that obviously I didn't pay for that. So I did it 3 times. I did it twice, basically as Rambo, and once sort of in a sort of more stealthy way, and it was fun, to test the sort of boundaries and experiment a little. And there is more life in it than there is in most demos, for sure. After the 3rd time, I was like, I'm done. I did the extra missions where you use the same area to do different things. They're kind of like Call of Duty. One of them is just a gun turret thing. You've got a gun in your hand, but you're flying around on a helicopter. Did you do that one?
No, I didn't do that one. I just did the next one, which was you had to take out these two Marines, and they'd done something naughty or something, so you had to go and find them and take them out, which is good. I was like, this is fun too, but don't pretend that this is anything other than a sneaky little extra, the likes of which you get in the proper Metal Gear Solid games that were full games. You get little extras like that. You get the VR missions in some of them, you get extra things, the fucking Ape Escape in Metal Gear 3. I don't buy that as, this is a full game. It is what it is, and I think if you go into it knowing that, then by all means, you do what you want, but I don't know, like all the fucking Metal Gear games have a mission at the beginning and then the full game. Metal Gear 3 has it, Metal Gear 2 has it. That's what this feels like it should have been. That's what I thought it was for ages, until a few weeks ago when they said it was actually being released as its own thing. I thought it was Ground Zeroes is the beginning bit that you play, and then the Phantom Pain is after. It's like the Virtuous mission in Metal Gear 3 and then Snake Eater and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm not going to get angry about it, but... And it's It's a beautiful game.
Really is. Yeah, I mean, I played Titanfall after this, and I was like, whoa! It was like a big step backwards.
I actually have that on my notes, pretty much word for word.
Yeah. There's some pretty strong meat in it as well. Did you listen to all of the audio logs, or have you heard about some of the audio logs?
I haven't listened to them all. No. I do intend to go back and play a bit more and kind of dig a bit more out of it. Certainly, that last cutscene is strong. Like, that really had me reacting. Let's put it like that, because I don't have to spoil it. But I thought it was really well done. But I mean, I read that excellent piece on The Guardian today about the game, which kind of made me look at it I thought it was just a really well written piece, and I love pieces that make you think about games in different ways, even if you end up not necessarily agreeing with everything that you say about how the game is and its length and value and whatnot. But I haven't, but I hear that there's some quite strong stuff in there.
Yeah, it's just when it's juxtaposed with the sort of slightly stilted and comic book nature of Metal Gear, it's a little bit much. I mean, it's too full on. It's like, it's just rubbing your nose in how bad the bad guy is. And I'd rather it was suggested sort of a little bit artfully, rather than just having to listen to needlessly explicit recordings of shit happening. They're successful, but I just think any artistry is about good taste, and I think they just go over the boundary there, especially when it's juxtaposed with something that's as sort of mildly goofy as Metal Gear is. The presentation throughout is immaculate, but the process of playing after I'd say midway through the second time was actually quite dull, because for me it is very much a demo, and I didn't want to play it again. I don't want to play demos. But the thing is, if you're a fan and you want, if you've been waiting for this like for a month, I reckon you'll get more than your money's worth out of it. I have no doubt that people are going to play around and see what's possible.
Yeah.
But as I said about the Titanfall beta thing, I played that for an untold amount of times. I don't think anybody should be that comfortable with being made to pay for something, which is an advertisement and a demo for a game that's not out yet. It's a wonderful advert for the Fox engine and for Phantom Pain, but if you're not a hardcore fan, I don't think it's essential at all.